In the last video, we learned how we could use a system variable to set our text, our welcome text, to this reddish color. Now in this video, let's learn how we could override a system variable. And what we'll try to do in this video is set this border radius for this button here to more of a square look. Very similar to the look that they have in Angular Material 15. We're aiming for a square look like these buttons that they have here. The way we could do that is by overriding one of the corner system variables. And if we scroll up here, and here they have the corner full, we could set this to something like 5 pixels. So I'll override it using the override mixin to 5 pixels, and our button will look like this by the end of the video. Before we jump into the code, let's check out the documentation and see how we could use the override mixin. On the home page, select the guides link, and then on the right, select system variables. And then here, there's a whole list of different system variables that our application is currently using. Also on this page, it shows you how we could override these system variables. And you can find out more information about that by selecting the overrides here on the right. And here's an example that they're using the theme overrides, and they're overriding 5 different system variables. 2 of them being the primary colors, like the primary and the on primary. Before we apply our override for our buttons, let's use this example just the way it is and see what this will do to our application. Back within our style sheet, within the HTML, we'll add right below our theme mixin, our theme override. For now, we'll leave the snippet exactly the way it is, and let's see what kind of changes this made to our application. Now you'll notice some changes to the primary button. The color has changed, and if you look inside the HTML, that's where we added in our override. We're overriding the primary and the on primary to these colors. And then if you scroll down a little bit to the rest of our system variables, you'll notice now that the on primary in here is crossed out. We're no longer using that. We're overriding it. And also the primary. We're no longer using this orange color anymore. That's great. We know that our override is working. Now we're not interested in overriding the color. We're interested in overriding the border radius. We want to make this more of a square look. We could test that here, and I'll update this to 5 pixels. And that is the look that we're looking for here. So the system variable we want to override is the corner full. Let's add that into our style sheet. Let's first remove all of these system variables. We just had these for testing, and then we'll add in the corner full. And set that to 5 pixels. This should override our primary, but we also want to override the rest of our buttons, the tertiary, secondary, and the error. So whoever uses these classes, we want to add in this override as well. So I'll copy this and add it to the tertiary, the secondary, and then the last one is also the error. We'll add it to this one as well. Let's see what our buttons look like now. Now you'll notice all of our buttons have a border radius of 5 pixels, and you can also see that within the DevTools, we are now overriding the corner full, and we're overriding it to 5 pixels, as we can see here. Now the way we're currently doing it by overriding all the system variables throughout the application might not be ideal for what you're trying to do within your application. You may not want to override a system variable globally like we're currently doing. For example, this corner full, this will be applied not just to buttons, but also to other Angular Material components. Let me show you an example of that. If we go back to the Angular Material documentation, let's implement a different Angular Material component, and we'll implement the button toggle. Notice that this has a border radius. We'll also square this up as well. If we look at this code example, we'll need to bring in the mat button toggle module. And then we'll also use this HTML snippet as well. We'll first add in our module within the TypeScript file. I'll add in the import, and then also make sure to bring in your toggle module into the imports array, and I'll add that towards the end here. And then we'll add our snippet to the HTML. Right below the P tag here, I'll add in our toggle buttons. I also gave it a header so it sticks out a little bit better. And then the rest of our buttons, I'll give it another header. And this will be for the rest of our buttons. Right below this section here, I'll add more buttons, different type of buttons. And I'm adding these so we can see our override being applied to different types of buttons. So I added in the basic button, flat buttons, stroke buttons, and also the raised buttons. That's the changes we want to make within our HTML. Now let's update our style sheet. I'll open that back up. And this is for our button toggle. We'll also set this to 5 pixels as well. Now let's see how our application is looking within the browser. Now you'll notice that we are overriding the toggle button component border radius and also our button border radius, and we're doing this at a global scale. Now in the next video, let's try applying a override only at a component level. So what we'll do is we'll apply a override to the buttons and the buttons only and not the theme. So I'll remove this, and in the next video, let's update this from theme overrides to a component level override. And we'll do that next.